The recent hearing at the United States Congress by former intelligence agent David Grush on UFOs, the discovery of alien vehicles, and non-human biological remains has reignited the long-standing debate about the actual state of the extraterrestrial phenomenon, triggering opposing reactions from conspiracy theorists, ufologists, deniers, and skeptics. UFO between dogma and science. The subject of UFOs, recently renamed Unidentified Aerial Phenomena, UAPs, has always captivated humanity, sparking heated debates and profound reflections on the possibility of extraterrestrial life. It is one of the most intriguing and engaging issues in contemporary physics and astronomy, involving experts and enthusiasts alike, from world-renowned physicists to avid science fiction fans. However, it is important to note that the discussion of these topics, precisely because it has become mainstream, is often treated in a superficial manner. The entire issue is often reduced to a mere fairy tale, a narrative associated with superstition or science fiction imagery, often accompanied by a heavy dose of conspiracy theories, pseudoscience, and irrational approaches. In summary, the UFO or UAP issue is reduced to a matter of belief, where its existence is often determined by the common person without any scientific basis, even though a more rational approach based on objective data and concrete evidence would be more appropriate. Do you believe in UFOs? When it comes to extraterrestrial life and UAPs, the fundamental question often remains the same. Do you believe in UFOs? This often leads to a binary response. Yes, I believe, or no, I don't believe. But is it really that simple? Can everything be distilled down to a simple matter of believing? Perhaps not, and it's not just a terminological issue. Firstly, the concept of believing or not believing in something implies a matter of faith, a conviction based on emotional or personal aspects. However, when dealing with scientific phenomena and concrete observations, the concept of faith should make room for facts. The problem is that facts are difficult to obtain in such a complex field. For too long, the scientific study of unidentified flying objects and aerial phenomena has been considered taboo. One of the main reasons for this taboo was the lack of knowledge that prevailed over the topic until at least 50 years ago. The excessive top-secret classification by military authorities on certain unexplained phenomena often exacerbated this void, excluding data and elements that would have been beneficial to a broader debate. The problem, however, was that with such a void, anyone could step in to fill it, often without any scientific basis to support their claims. The issue of UFOs, as we know it today, primarily originated from science fiction narratives a century ago, but more significantly from the genuine intentions of those who tried to explain to themselves phenomena they deemed inexplicable, but of which they had been witnesses. At the same time, this issue evolved due to the ill intentions of those who, without any serious scientific investigation, over time engaged in fantastical and absurd declarations solely to increase their visibility and financial gain. The result has been that the treatment of ufological themes has become a mishmash of everything and its opposite, of black and white, of biological entities from all planets of the solar system before, and the entire cosmos afterward. In short, what were certainly initially mysterious phenomena in need of careful scientific analysis have been overshadowed by arguments, unreliable testimonies that contradict each other, and clearly false claims. In the face of such confusion, humans don't always manage to find their way back to the original discourse. It's due to this confusion, illogicality, and irrationality that the entire discussion of UFOs has turned into a matter of pseudoscience, one that can be believed or disbelieved. It's because of the evident contradiction in the simplistic approach to the phenomenon that it has been reduced to believe or not believe. A dogmatic approach has no place in the scientific realm. When there are facts, people believe in the facts. When there are no facts, they resort to faith. Many people claim to have seen UFOs or to have come into contact with extraterrestrial entities. However, these testimonies, however convincing they may appear, cannot be considered definitive proof of the existence of non-terrestrial life. Humans are subject to optical illusions, hallucinations, and misunderstandings. What appears to be an extraordinary event could have a rational explanation based on natural phenomena or perceptual errors. On the other hand, the landscape of evidence concerning UFOs and UAPs is vast and intricate. Declassified documents from government agencies, videos and photographs deemed authentic, testimonials from military and civilian pilots. These elements form the foundation upon which the debate should be built. The UFO theme is far from devoid of data, and scientific research often seeks rational explanations for seemingly inexplicable events. And indeed, we reiterate, the entire issue should be centered precisely on this: a serious and rigorous search for facts. What are the proofs? David Grush at Congress. The crucial question should be, what are the proofs? How can we objectively evaluate the available data? Both skeptics and UFO enthusiasts should embrace an approach based on critical analysis of the evidence, rather than blindly adhering to preconceived notions. The goal is to understand the available data, examine scientific interpretations, and seek explanations that take into account physical laws and current knowledge. In this regard, what direction do David Grush's recent statements to Congress point? Are there concrete proofs to support his claims? Unfortunately, even this time, a definitive answer is not possible. In fact, Grush seems to be taking the discussion on the UFO phenomenon to another level. According to his claims, it's no longer about seeking evidence to establish the existence of extraterrestrials. He asserts that the Pentagon and U.S. intelligence agencies have possessed such evidence for almost a century. Instead, the focus should shift even further to discuss, with a more realistic approach, what he claims is now a demonstrated fact: the confirmed presence of advanced alien biological entities. This approach involves addressing the actual impact that the interaction of these entities and their technology has on our planet. According to Grush, this is primarily a matter of national security for the United States and the entire world. If David Grush's assertions were true, it would confirm that the existence of extraterrestrial life is not a matter of faith. The question of "do I believe or not?" would become obsolete. He claims that there is evidence that the facts exist. However, the question arises, what are these proofs? What are these facts? What elements does Grush present to Congress to validate his claims? For now, what can be said with certainty is that there are no significant new developments stemming from Grush's statements. No sensational revelations. Let's be clear. The notion that the American government possesses extraterrestrial aircraft, that reverse engineering is being carried out on them, that there have been contacts between humans and alien biological entities, that there has been a cover-up regarding the phenomenon. These are all pieces of information that have circulated for years. Those who believe have accepted them long before Grush's hearing, and those who don't believe continue to reject them. Whether they are true or not, Grush's hearing is not shedding new light on these data. However, a relevant factor seems to be that Grush has never claimed to be a direct witness to what he asserts. Instead, he claims to have received information from anonymous colleagues who have recounted their experiences to him, as well as provided him with video and photographic evidence that supposedly confirms their claims. A second-hand or hearsay witness, it seems. It is true that the informant claims to be able to delve deeper and provide more evidence in a controlled and protected environment, one that is safer for his well-being. At present, however, his statements are unclear and not groundbreaking, and they lack objectively verifiable elements. While these suggest he may present more compelling evidence in the future, currently the situation remains unchanged. Two former pilots, Ryan Graves and David Fravor, also participated in the hearing, claiming to be direct witnesses of UAP phenomena. Their statements are certainly interesting, but they should be evaluated from a scientific and more objective perspective. Fravor's experience, for instance, which dates back to 2004, does reveal an anomaly in the flight behavior of an unidentified object. However, this by itself is insufficient evidence to definitively conclude the existence of intelligent life beyond Earth. While acknowledging the pilot's perceptions, a scientific and analytical study of the data, including radar parameters, could potentially offer more insight into the phenomenon, which currently remains at the same juncture. In conclusion, it remains a question of whether the testimonies of Graves, Fravor, and Grush before the US Congress have truly provided conclusive evidence of the existence of extraterrestrials, and whether this is sufficient. This isn't about the statements of any one individual, which, as mentioned, were not novel arguments, but rather about definitive evidence, irrefutable data. Has the debate been enriched with new facts? That's the question. Are there elements that can finally break away from a dogmatic approach to the phenomenon? The answer is no. Unfortunately, the data is still far from being demonstrably verifiable, and the statements are still objectively unreliable. That's where we stand today, but perhaps it won't be the case in the future. We shall see.